Hello, everyone. So I just got done with a night of going out and in a big city, and I saw a lot of stuff going down. The city is now pretty much asleep, so basically things are winding down, and it's very late at night here. I'm about to catch a train back home, so I thought I'd speak on what I've seen tonight and what I observe. So it is extraordinary when you look at the Blackpill. Definitely really looks like reality. It looks like, when I look around me, reality really does match the Blackpill. It absolutely does. It's extraordinary. Right now, as I'm talking, I'm seeing a couple walk by, a girl and a guy. They're both at similar attractiveness levels. They're in a relationship. They're similar attractiveness levels. Yeah, I noticed that. A lot of times relationships, they tend to be in a very similar looks level. Most relationships. And it is very interesting in that, most relationships, they seem to be at a very similar looks level. They form a connection. There's I could get into the scientific aspects of it, but it's a little bit too much. But anyways, sorry, I'm not, sorry. I'm not making sense right now. Hold up. It's been a long night. So, what I notice is that women tend to be very, very, it's really interesting because they think that they're judging a guy by his personality, when in reality they're judging him by his appearance. But they think they're judging him by his personality. That they think if they get a bad reaction from the guy, they think he has a bad personality, but that's just based on his look. If he looks a particular way, she's not going to like him, and she's going to think she's a bad person because of it. So she's going to think it has to do with his personality, when really it's just his looks that signal, negative things to her. So I was in the Lower East Side, and there's this old guy. I felt really, really bad for him. He's like this old guy. There's like everyone around us. It's like nightlife area. Everyone around us is like in their early 20s, or late 20s. Some in their 30s, and it's a younger crowd, right? This guy looked like he was in his 50s, right? And there's a girl who's walking, and he runs up and he's trying to, introduce himself. He's like, hey, hello, my name is this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And the girl just looks at him and goes, I want you to stop walking with me. You're creepy. So she really lays him on it. And not only that, and I was just thinking to myself, wow, this guy was just going to introduce himself. He wasn't doing anything aggressive. He was just introducing himself. Of course, at nighttime, in a big city, it could be a little awkward, but we were in a very public area. She wasn't in any sort of danger. It didn't seem, I hope not, but it didn't seem so. She was in a public area. She's walking to her door, and this guy is very, 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 he comes off like a very nice guy who's just trying to meet a woman, right? And yes, there was definitely an age gap. She was like a pretty blonde girl in her early 20s, mid 20s, I'd say. He was an old guy in his 50s, and I understand how that's weird, right? But the way that she laid him out like that so harshly was brutal. I felt bad for him, and I actually stopped the interaction. I said, listen, here's I'll explain what happened. So he was walking with this girl. He says, he says, like, I think you're blah, 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 very pretty. This is my name, blah, blah, blah. He's trying to talk. It looks normal, right? This girl turns around, she goes, you're creepy. Leave me alone, this and that. And she's like very, very vengeful at him. And he was looking like, he just looked at her. He's like, I could tell his feelings got mega hurt. He was not looking right after that. Like, it definitely affected him a lot. And then, as she's saying this, another girl walks up and puts her arm around her and starts walking with her away from the guy. And this other girl goes, if you follow her, I'm going to punch you in the face. Like, she was like this big, fat, lesbian-looking chick. And this guy just got so brutalized by two women. It was one of the most negative things I've ever seen, to the point where I basically stopped the group, and I actually did this. This is what I did. So when I noticed that, I felt so bad for the guy that I walked up to the group, and I'm dressed well, I look stylish, and I look respectable, and I'm a decent looking dude. So like, I had a little bit of like authority, like I get a little bit of like merit among those women just because of that. But basically, I walked up and I said, I just said to the blonde girl, I said, listen, I think you're beautiful, I think you're really pretty, but the way you just treated that guy was not right. And then she's like looking at me, and she's so like surprised I said that. I was like, that was so rude of you. He was just trying to introduce himself. Like, why did you didn't have to do that? And she got so surprised that I was taking his side. She was like shocked. And then her other fat friend, this fat lesbian chick, she was also surprised. They were both looking like bewildered. And I was right. She was just very, very aggressive to this guy, and she should have just, she could have easily just been like, listen, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. I'm going home now. I'd like to walk home alone. Instead, she had to roll this guy, be like, listen, you're creepy. You are creepy. And then he was like, I remember he was like defending himself. He's like, I'm not, blah, blah, blah. And he's like trying to be like, I'm just trying to introduce myself. I'm not. And then she was just railing on this guy. I felt really bad for him. And I'm just like thinking to myself, the only reason he got that treatment is because of his age and his looks. Okay? He was not a good looking guy, and he was old. And he was dressed normal. His appearance was fine, right? He's wearing a collared shirt, he's dress pants, dress shoes. But he is not what a girl, his genetics, his look and his age made the girl hate him right away. She disliked him just because of that. Factors that have nothing to do with who he is as a human being on the inside, nothing to do with his character, his personality, his heart, nothing to do with that stuff, just based on his appearance. And a woman, this girl, she's like in her mid-20s, she just ripped him apart. And I saw his whole spirit get smashed. I would have been, if something like that happened to me, I would be furious. Well, I also would be like, listen, women are kind of a mess these days. I wouldn't take it that personally, actually, but the way she laid this guy was just not right. So I saw that. Then as I'm walking through the city, I'm noticing I saw a lot of couples. They say like dating is dead and this, that. Not for guys who are at least average, like decently attractive. I'm going to be frank. Race is a huge factor in dating. Race is a huge factor. It's not really talked about. It's really taboo. It's very personal. But race is a huge factor in dating. But again, I think looks transcends race. If you're good looking, if you have the qualities that women most find good looking, it transcends race. So I saw something interesting. I saw a Indian guy. He was about 5'9", and the girl he was with was a stunner. Oh my God, this beautiful blonde girl from Denmark or something. Very beautiful girl, perfect body, perfect face. Her face was it looked like a painting or something. Her face looked amazing. And basically, I saw them together, and the guy was a small, skinny Indian guy, but he had a good face, and he had very nice hair. So his hair was very thick. His eyebrows were very thick. He had a good jawline. He was low body fat. He had very smooth looking skin. He was brown, typical Indian looking. Good facial structure though, right? So he had a good jawline. So he was a good looking Indian. He had those general qualities that are attractive to women on him. Those things that women look for. Women look for the facial structure is very important. Skin is very important. Hair is very important. body fat is very important. These 4 factors are crucial. Those are things you should really get down and work on. But this guy was he was 5'9". He was short. His girl was the same height, or even maybe a little taller than him. And I was just looking at him, I was like, wow, how did he pull that? And she seemed like she genuinely liked him. She was like, talking with him and smiling with him and trying to, hug him at random times. And yeah, she really liked him. And so, yeah, he was a good looking dude. Again, if he had a different face, I don't know if he would be with that girl, Yeah, so what I'm saying is I'm looking around and I notice a lot of people are doing well with women here. There's no. Let me make this clear. If you're above average in a big city, a lot of times you could do pretty decent. If you are in the 7+ range, you will have a good time in a city for the most part. Basically, I saw so many couples walking around together, and they're all kind of in a similar looks level. There's still some giga babes walking around the area right now. I might go do some approach right now before I go home. but yeah, there's some beautiful girls here. This is a extraordinary place. The women are seeming to get hotter every single year. I noticed that. I don't know what it is, but seeing women are getting more attractive as time goes on. Like physically, mentally not so much, but physically, it depends. We have girls from like the 70s and 80s that were sometimes like incredible looking. But I think the fashion sense and things like that are getting more provocative nowadays, and it's more like, the women are wearing things that are really, really centered around displaying status or sexual attractiveness. Anyways, sorry guys, I'm just tired. I wanted to leave this note. This is just a random rant. This has no structure. I'm sorry. I'm gonna head back. How was my night? My approaches that I did. I don't know. I don't think they were that good. Honestly, I don't think I'm at that point. I think lately I just don't look that good. I guess I gained a lot of fat or something. I don't know what it is, but I'm not as successful as I was, let's say, 6 months ago. And I also been so busy with work. I just don't. I've been like away from women for like a while. I've not been approaching or anything. Where I live now, my new town, is like kind of dead. There's not many women around there anyways, and if you do talk to them, they're like really surprised because no one talks to each other there. So it's kind of like I'm out of the game right now, but I'll get back into it. But basically, my situation tonight, yeah, I would meet women, right? I would some of them would like me. One girl was like, oh my god, like I just met her on the street. I said like, listen, I find you really attractive. I would love to see you again. And she says, oh my god. She was like really flattered that I called her attractive. And she's like, oh my god, that's so nice. And then her friend was with her. And then she's like, I can't say no. And then she just gave me her number. She left. I met this Brazilian girl at Grand Central Station in New York. And that's where I'm at right now. I met her at Grand Central, and I walk up to her as she's sitting by by the clock. And I walk up to her and I started talking to her, and I got her number, and she responded. She said it was nice to meet me with the explanation point and everything. Good sign. What other ones? Yeah, most of the approaches I did, they ended well. Here's the problem though. On a Saturday night, you could approach 20 girls, and then the next day none of them remember you. That's the thing about Saturday night pickups. Like in New York or a big city, they might not remember you the next day. They have a lot of guys coming up and be like, hey, I just noticed you this and that. I would like to get your number. And then, they give their number to 5 different dudes, and then they're like, they don't remember. It's the black pill is so such a you guys, the people here that know about the black pill are in such a advantageous position. The people who don't know it have a significant disadvantage in a lot of ways. The black pill is a very I think reality, the more I look at reality, the more it seems to, agree with the black pill. I'm sorry. I'm not, again, I'm a guy who's decent, who's been decent with women. I'm not an incel. I've had a number of girlfriends. I've had one night stands. I walk into a city, I could bring girls home. Basically, I've had a life that is decent when it comes to women. And and I'm a guy who is saying, yeah, the black pill is true. I really think it's true. And I think, of course, I'm not saying it's 100% true. But it speaks of general trends. The black pill signals general trends. And the general trend is that, women, your physical appearance and your genetic quality is a huge factor when it comes to women. To women and how they treat you. Your genetic qualities and your appearance and your status afterwards. After that, these things are a huge. They're the main things that will dictate your success with women. Women are the beauty of some of the women here is very inspiring. It's very staggering. It's amazing when you see how attractive some of these women are. It can be really tough to pass by, to just walk off. It is rough. I mean, I'm going to be real. Considering the fact that here's the crazy thing: as I walk around, a lot of the people I see here, I see a lot of people where I know. I look at them and I'm like, you are never going to hug a beautiful girl ever again. I look at people like that. For instance, some homeless guy who's, drugged out, who's old. An old homeless guy, he's probably never going to embrace beautiful women ever again. It's completely gone. That whole thing is just evaporated, that possibility. And I see that with a lot of people. I see, most of the guys I see successful with women they have good genetics. They have good genetics. Whether that means tall height, you could even be average height and, just have a nice face like that Indian guy. But all the guys, pretty much every single guy that I saw that was successful with attractive women had good genetics. Almost all of them. And they either had height, they had face, they had hair, etc. They had one or two or three of those qualities, But it was sad when I'm walking around, I'm seeing some guys here. I saw this and I could they're the way they move and the way they act, it speaks volumes to me. I see them like a book. I read into everything in their walk and their behavior, and I understand where they're at so clearly. Basically, this one guy, I could tell it's 4:00 in the morning. I could tell this one guy probably went out tonight, the whole night, trying to connect with a woman. Maybe not even sleep with a woman. He's probably just trying to connect with some woman, right? I could tell that by looking at this guy. And he was, I knew that he didn't get any play tonight. Zero. The best he could have gotten was, he was, here, I'll explain who he was. He was in an area, one of the most, upscale nightlife areas of Manhattan, right? In Soho. He was in that area. It's a very, there's a status to that area, right? And there's a lot of beautiful people there, and there's a lot of, it's not a very, there's people of good genes over there, right? There's a lot of good genetics in that area. So this guy was about 5'4", 5'5", around there. He was quite short. He also had a bad face, right? And he was from Mexico, and I could tell he probably didn't speak English very well. Just by looking at him, I could kind of sense that. And this guy looked like, damn, Like he has no, it's completely over for that guy. It's there's nothing you can do. That was a rough thing to see, because I could see the despair in this guy's face as he's like walking around alone on this street at night in New York. He looked. I'm a decent looking guy, right? Like, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, I'm decent looking. I'm not a Chad. I'm decent though, right? I'm a lot better looking than that guy that I walked by. But when I walked by him and he looked at me, like, he was dressed, I could tell he was dressed to the best of his abilities. He didn't really know much about style or anything. He's not really, aware of these things. He thinks that, like, wearing, some regular leather shoes with, like, jeans and a checkered collared shirt is, attractive. But he was not looking good, stylish. He looked like he just came off the boat from, like, I don't know, like another country or something. But basically, he had that look on him. I was looking pretty good. Like, I dressed pretty stylish. I was wearing collared shirt, necklace, shirt underneath, undershirt that's tight blue, dress pants, dark brown dress shoes. My hair was kind of styled up. I just shaved. I put on particular lotion that makes your skin kind of shiny. So I did all that. And so as I walked by this guy, he looked at me and it was like it looked like it looked on his face. I could tell he was thinking, wow, that guy is good looking and I'm not. That's what I sensed. He said, that guy looks good and I don't. That's what I picked up. He was kind of just looking at me like, how can I succeed in this place when that is my competition? That's what he was looking like. His face was like, no wonder I didn't get any girls tonight, because of, I'm not attractive enough. That's what I saw in this guy. And I felt pretty bad for him. I could tell there's so many people like that here, They're always alone, and they don't tend to get they just don't get women. They're kicked out of that sphere. They're not allowed into that territory of female acceptance. There's a select amount of men allowed into that territory where women accept them, and those men are allowed to connect with women. And the majority of men, though, I'd say, I don't know, I think it's the majority, like at least 50% of men are not allowed in that. They're not allowed in that bubble. They're not allowed to be accepted by women. I would say it's less. There's some men that are just unacceptable to women. Like, women will not accept them. They could be, not even a fat single mother that's in her 60s. Like, she will not even choose some certain guy, right? Those type of guys they're left out of the ability to connect with women at all. They generally leave the world alone, right? They leave this planet by themselves. That's not the majority, of men, but that is a sizable quantity. I'm walking around, I could see those men around me. Yeah. I had something else to say, but I completely forgot what I was going to say. Okay, yeah, so that'd be it. Yep, that would be it. Damn, I hope. Give me a second and just let me think. It's a cold night, it's a cool night. I'm about to go sleep right now. Yeah. All right, guys. Oh, I think race. I was going to talk about race, right? I think race is a huge factor in not really. Okay, never mind. Sorry, guys. I got to go to sleep. I'm half asleep right now. I'm going to upload this anyways. I don't know if it's going to be valuable, but Anyways, guys, goodbye. Wait, I'm gonna walk right now. If anything comes to head, I'll just start speaking about it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's interesting. I noticed that. Yes, guys, I'm gonna leave you guys with this note. Looks max to the best of your abilities. Make that one of your biggest goals. Hold on 1 second. If you don't have the capability of becoming, even at least average, then I'd say it might not be worth the effort to do that. I would say maybe focus on other things. But if you do have the potential to be even, moderately decent or just even average looking, average doesn't really get good results. But if you have the potential to be just like decent looking, I think it's definitely worth it. Again, women are, the character of women is not flattering image. Let's just be real. Guys who really understand women are not exactly proud of them. For the most part, most women are not. When a guy gets more and more successful with women, he realizes, women are, a type of animal. Men are a type of animal. We're pretty much animals trying to get genetics, and we operate a lot of our behavior out of instinct. Hold on, someone's coming here. What's up? Okay, yeah, sure. I'll take a picture of you guys.
Thank you so much. This thing used to spin.
It does still spin, right?
No, it's got a fucking... It's broken.
All right. So I'll take a photo of you guys.
It's the first time in New York, so...
Oh, where are you from?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Great. All right. Oh, that's like a really good photo. Great. You guys look like movie stars. All right.
Get the fuck out of here. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Later, huh? What the irony? Wow, the fucking Blackpill is amazing. Oh, no, check this. Wow, this is so interesting. Okay. So, one other thing I noticed now. Wow, bro. Dude, oh my god. So, every time I see a white guy who's unattractive and he's with a girl, it's literally always like some Asian chick or some ethnic chick, like some black chick. I don't know. But I just saw two guys. What an ironic thing. Okay, like the people who just walked up to me and asked me to take a photo for them. It was a short white dude with a decent looking Asian girl. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then as I walk a few steps ahead, I see another couple just sitting on this rock mound, and the guy's a white dude, and he's kind of he's not really attractive. Sorry, I burped. He looks like a dork, and he doesn't look like he has a good facial structure. He just looks kind of weak and fragile, but he's white, and the girl he was with was Asian. So that is a very funny dude. The Blackpill relates to reality too much, man. It's insane. It's driving me crazy. My friend, oh my god, I heard from my friend recently. He's my Chad friend, Giga Chad. He's a Tyrone. He tells me that women, the lifestyle of a Chad versus an average guy is so different. It's shocking. The stories this guy tells me are insane. He tells me that he tells me that he goes to nightclubs and I've seen it actually happen before, but women, they talk to him for a bit. A lot of girls walk up to him and just ask if he wants to go home with them. They just walk up and ask. And they a lot of times even groups of girls grab him and try to pull him into a cab. Think about that shit. Like, the life of a very attractive male today is heaven. Oh my god, it's so different than someone even just 2 points below. The life of an 8 as a guy, my friend is like an 8 or 9. He's a very good looking guy. The life though of an 8 and 9 versus the life of a 6 is so even a 7 is drastic. Right when you hit the 8 mark, or even like upper 7 mark, right when you hit that area, your life is the success with women. You don't have to try anymore. It just comes to you. It's amazing how different it is. If you reach that area, right? It's as if you'll be walking, you'll feel like a normal guy. Then right when you one little thing will change and your whole world will shift. Women will start staring at you as you walk by. They'll start trying to connect with you on social media more often. You'll do Tinder and you'll get swipes of acceptance a lot. But the lifestyle is super different. My friend tells me that he walks around like women stop him on the street and tell him he's so handsome and blah, blah, blah. Like parents try to set him up with their daughters like while he's just walking around. It's crazy. It's crazy. He's a very lucky guy to have those genetics. He's not a very bright guy. He's not a very smart guy, but I mean, he doesn't have to be. He's very successful now just based on, I guess, superficial aspects more so than anything. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm really tired. It's like 4 or 5. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock in the morning right now. I got to get my train and get the hell out of here. All right, guys. Thank you. And I could talk a little bit until I get to my station. I'm like maybe 5 minutes from there. So interesting. So if I could go back in time, right? Now keep in mind, I don't believe in regret. I believe in, I don't regret the past or hate the past. I try to learn from the past, but you should learn from the past and you should create the future. That's all you should use the past for. You shouldn't use it to get depressed or emotional or anything. Use it to learn from and then use the future to create and dream of and make, right? You shouldn't be worrying about the, future or the past. You should be trying to learn from the past and create the future. But anyways, so if I was to go back in time, one of the most, this is why I kind of hate the pickup artist industry. I was a good-looking guy when I was in my younger years. I had a good face. I had very nice skin and nice physique and very good hair. I was a good-looking guy. I was the type of guy that if I was walking around, I would get stared by women and gay guys a lot. Gay guys especially was terrible. But that would happen often. And if I could, the reason I hate this pickup artist stuff that I got into was they pretty much, I subconsciously knew it's mostly about looks. Dating is mostly about physical attraction. But I stopped believing that after I saw these pickup artist guys being like, no, looks barely matter. They don't affect your success with women at all. This and that, all this BS. So as a result, I didn't work out. I listened to their mental mind game, like confidence building techniques, and I tried to incorporate them into my own life and be like, get inner game, the greatest inner game of all time. And I'd be walking around thinking like women can see my inner game. And I was thinking that. And the whole concept of inner game is the most ridiculous nonsense you could ever imagine. It's such bullshit. People have no clue what they're talking about when they talk about that subject. The inner game is the whole concept of it is ridiculous. But anyways, I stopped looks maxing. I stopped working out. I got chubby at the worst time. I got chubby in my early 20s, and I was getting fatter, etc. Well, mid 20s, and because I thought, looks don't matter to women. It's all about game and confidence. So I was I didn't look smack at all, and I was getting no results as a result because I wasn't taking care of myself. I was getting no results, and now I look back at that, and it's like a crime. They lied to so many people and told them looks don't matter, and then those people as a result stopped taking care of their health. They stopped taking care of their diet, their fitness, their looks, and when that's the one thing to really focus on, they stop doing that and focus on game, which just causes mental issues, really. And that's all game really does. It just makes you a social weirdo. But anyways, they focused on that, and basically they went down the completely wrong trajectory. And so many experiences lost for those guys. So many great things could have happened for them if they just avoided the game nonsense and just focused on their looks. Tonight, I saw a pickup artist guy that I know from the past, a long time ago. Every time I see this guy, he looks incredibly depressed. Let me just make that clear. He looks very depressed every time I see him. He's a follower of like RSD. He's a white guy. He's pretty tall, and he's decent looking, but you could tell that he doesn't know anything about looks maxing. He does not take care of himself at all, and you could tell he's doing that because he thinks game is the only thing that matters. Game. He thinks that game, inner game and like what you say and what you do is the most important thing. And as a result, he's fat, and he's depressed because he's not getting results. He's not getting results. And I could tell that, and I wish I could talk some sense into him, but he's so heavily involved with the bullshit of pickup artistry that he doesn't hear anything else. He's like, if I try to explain to him, I think it's probably just mostly about your looks. He's like, that's not true. It's not true. It's all about game and like what you say and this and that. I'm like, dude, you're fat because you didn't take care of yourself, because you think that your success with women is going to be based upon game. Okay? And the reason you are not getting results, or shitty results at that, is because you're not attractive right now, and you had the potential to be if you took care of yourself. But you are overweight and fat because you've been taught the wrong information. Anyways, this guy looks depressed every time I see him. Okay, but I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to go to sleep now. Well, catch the train and then go to sleep. All right, thank you guys. If you have any more ideas or videos you want me to post or whatever, let me know. I will, I definitely have been not making the best content lately because I just haven't been reading my evolutionary psychology books and writing my stuff lately. I've been focused on my business. I'm creating a business, and it's taking a lot of my time. So I haven't been focusing on creating excellent content, really. I will get back into it, though. Anyways, guys, I'm an older dude. I've been around. I've seen a lot of the world. I've lived in many countries. I have a lot of experience. I feel like I have some sort of credibility in the stuff that I'm trying to explain to you guys. I think more so than people like Hamza or First Man. I don't think they know what they're talking about, and I think they have an agenda to make money and a brand selling their whatever they're trying to propagate. Anyways, I'll be back with a good video in the near future. All right, bye. See you later. It's 5:00. I gotta go. Well, maybe there's one. I'm just kidding. All right, goodbye.